Expanding your vocabulary is an essential step toward mastering the English language and enhancing your communication skills. In this video, I will provide 10 short tips and tricks to help you build your English vocabulary effectively. By immersing yourself in diverse English language media, such as movies, podcasts, and books, you can naturally acquire new words and context. This approach not only makes learning enjoyable, but also reinforces your understanding and retention of vocabulary. Whether through regular practice, engaging with native speakers, or using tools like vocabulary journals and flashcards, the key is to actively incorporate new words into your daily life. Embrace this journey, and you'll find that a rich vocabulary opens doors to deeper connections and greater opportunities in both your personal and professional endeavors. Immerse yourself in English language media to expand your vocabulary naturally. Watch English movies, TV shows, and YouTube videos with subtitles to connect words with their spoken form and context. Listen to English podcasts and audiobooks during your commute or while doing chores. Read English books, newspapers, and magazines that interest you. The more you expose yourself to diverse English content, the more new words you'll encounter and absorb over time. This immersive approach helps you learn vocabulary and context, making it easier to understand and remember new words. Practice using new words regularly to reinforce your learning. When you come across an unfamiliar word, make a conscious effort to use it in your conversations or writing within the next few days. Create sentences that incorporate the new word, or try to use it when speaking with English-speaking friends or language exchange partners. By actively using new vocabulary, you're more likely to commit it to long-term memory. Don't be afraid to make mistakes. Native speakers will appreciate your efforts to expand your vocabulary and may even offer helpful feedback. Keep a vocabulary journal to track and review new words. Whenever you encounter an unfamiliar word, write it down in a notebook or digital app along with its definition, pronunciation, and an example sentence. Include any relevant synonyms, antonyms, or related words to create a more comprehensive understanding. Review your journal regularly, perhaps dedicating a few minutes each day to go over recent additions. This systematic approach helps you organize your learning and provides a quick reference for words you want to remember. Use mnemonic devices and word associations to make new vocabulary more memorable. Create vivid mental images, silly phrases, or personal connections to help you recall new words. For example, to remember the word lethargic, meaning sluggish or lazy, you might picture a sloth named Lethar moving very slowly. These memory tricks can be especially helpful for words that are difficult to remember or have abstract meanings. The more creative and personal your associations, the more likely you are to retain the new vocabulary. Break down complex words into their root words, prefixes, and suffixes to understand their meanings. Many English words are formed by combining these elements, and learning common roots and affixes can help you decipher unfamiliar words. For instance, knowing that bio- means life, logi means study, and photo- relates to light can help you understand words like biology, photosynthesis, or bioluminescent. This approach not only aids in comprehension, but also enables you to make educated guesses about the meanings of new words you encounter. Engage in word games and puzzles to make vocabulary building fun and challenging. Crossword puzzles, word searches, and online word games can help you discover new words and reinforce your existing knowledge. Apps like Words with Friends or Scrabble can turn vocabulary practice into an enjoyable social activity. These games often expose you to uncommon words and require you to think creatively about word formations, enhancing your overall language skills while you're having fun. Learn words in context by studying thematic vocabulary lists. Instead of memorizing random lists of words, focus on vocabulary related to specific topics or situations that interest you or are relevant to your needs. For example, if you're interested in cooking, learn kitchen-related vocabulary. If you're preparing for a job interview, study business and professional terms. This approach makes the learning process more meaningful and applicable to your life, increasing your motivation and retention of new words. Utilize flashcards or spaced repetition software to review vocabulary systematically. Create physical flashcards or use apps like Anki or Quizlet to practice new words regularly. These tools allow you to focus on words you find challenging and review them at increasing intervals as you become more familiar with them. The spaced repetition technique helps optimize your learning by presenting words just as you're about to forget them, reinforcing your memory and improving long-term retention. Enhance your understanding of nuance and connotation by studying synonyms and antonyms. While many words have similar meanings, they often carry subtle differences in tone, formality, or intensity. Learning groups of related words helps you choose the most appropriate word for a given context and express yourself more precisely. For example, understanding the differences between frugal, thrifty, economical, and miserly allows you to convey a more exact meaning when describing someone's spending habits. Actively seek feedback and correction from native speakers or language teachers. Engage in conversations with fluent English speakers and ask them to point out any vocabulary mistakes or suggest more natural word choices. Join language exchange groups or online forums where you can practice using new vocabulary and receive constructive feedback. Don't be discouraged by corrections. Instead, view them as valuable learning opportunities. By embracing feedback and actively working to improve your word choice, you'll gradually develop a more sophisticated and accurate vocabulary.